The mountain pass was the only source of water for his village, and Chief Rukn had sworn to guard it with his life. But when a desperate group of refugees begged for a share, he turned them away, not with a sword, but with a decree that would haunt him: not a single drop for the outsiders. The next morning, the mountain itself began to weep, and the water turned bitter. For generations, the village of Wadi al-Salam, the Valley of Peace, had thrived in the harsh embrace of the mountains, sustained by a single, miraculous source, the Spring of Mercy, which flowed from a crack in the granite high above them. Their survival was governed by a simple, sacred oath, carved into a stone tablet at the village entrance: the water is a trust from Allah. Guard it, share it, and let no one thirst. Chief Rukn, a man carved from the same granite as his mountains, was the oath's fiercest guardian. His strength was legendary, his will unyielding. He loved his people with a possessive ferocity that was both their shield and, unbeknownst to him, their cage. The drought came like a thief, stealing moisture from the land for 3 relentless years. The Spring of Mercy dwindled from a confident stream to a timid trickle. Fear, a cold and subtle serpent, coiled around Rukn's heart. His love for his people began to curdle into a fear of losing them. It was at this precarious time that the strangers arrived. They were a ragged band of 24 men, women, and children from a distant village that had been completely destroyed by raiders. Their leader, a woman named Amina, with eyes that held the ghosts of her burnt home, approached Rukn. "Great chief," she said, her voice raspy with dust and grief, "we ask for sanctuary. We ask only to drink from your spring until the rains come, or until we regain our strength to travel north." The village watched, their own thirst a sharp ache in their throats. Rukn looked at their sunken cheeks, their cracked lips. He felt a pang of pity. But then he looked at the meager trickle of the spring, and he saw the frightened faces of his own children. The fear in his heart spoke louder than the oath carved in stone. "My first duty is to my own," he declared, his voice echoing with a hardness that surprised even him. "The spring cannot support us all. To take you in is to sentence our children to death. You cannot stay." A young man in his council, Tariq, dared to speak. "Chief Rukn, the oath, it says, let no one thirst. These people are not our enemies. They are victims of oppression themselves. To turn them away is to oppress them in their hour of need." Rukn rounded on him, his eyes blazing. "Is it oppression to ensure our own survival? Is it injustice to choose my people over strangers? They are nothing to us. Their suffering is not of our making." He pointed a trembling finger at the refugees. "Leave this valley by sunrise. Not a single drop of our water is for you." The hatred in his voice was not for the refugees themselves, but for the threat they posed. Yet the effect was the same. As the heartbroken refugees were forced to camp just beyond the village boundary, under the scorching sun without water, Rukn had allowed his fear to prevent him from being just.